Jeez. Ooh. Yo, it's your boy Mambo. You might be sick though, but I ain't claiming that, you know what I'm saying? But I don't believe in getting sick, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is gonna pass and give me some orange juice and call it a day. But yeah, man, what's good, y'all? You know what I'm saying? I'm out here tripping, boy. I couldn't even get on the screen before I sneeze, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, you already know what it is. All glory to God. Help me get here, see another day, talk to y'all. Help me get my life together, because I still need it together, Lord Jesus. Yeah, man. Second thing is like, comment, subscribe. I'm at 65 subscribers. I need to get to 100 by the end of the month. Can we do that? Can I get 100 subscribers? Can I get 35 subscribers before, what is it? Hold on. Can I get 35 subscribers by the almanac, you know what I'm saying? By April 30th, is that possible? 20 days, literally. I think it's possible, you know what I'm saying? 35 subscribers in 20 days, it's possible, man. Tell your friend, tell a friend, tell a friend, you know what I'm saying? 66, 67, 75, 100, and then story time. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, I'm not here to beg y'all for some subscriptions, even though it's easy. Y'all probably already clicked off of this, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, it's easy. Button is down there somewhere. I don't know which way the camera mirrors, but somewhere, you know what I'm saying? But you could, I'm tired. I'm just saying. But yeah, this is Adam Peters and the owners meetings. I'm just gonna go through this. It's gonna be long. I'm warning you now. So if you don't watch it, click off. So now it's a 16-minute video. I think his was the longest, then Josh Harris was the second longest, and then Dan Quinn, man, a few words. So I'm just playing. He's not, but his words are impactful. He don't have to say as much words, you know what I'm saying, if that makes sense. But yeah, Adam Peters, we're gonna get into it. They asked him like, well, what does he think of the progress so far? And he's like, you know, we've done a lot so far, but it's a long way we gotta go. You know what I'm saying? And just like, you know, in doing so, like, you know, that's essentially what he said. This man's hair, like, this dude got the you know what I'm saying? I ain't never really wanted like the whole, like, maybe when I was a kid, I wanted the kind of like the wavy, you know, stuff. You know, my hair don't work like that, you know what I'm saying? But he do with hair, bro. It was like he used the little axe sculpting stuff. You know, you be seeing in those commercials and stuff, and then the girl come pop out and be all rubbing on you and stuff. I told you I was random, but it just, that's what it just reminded me of. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got the sculpting, and then you find a girl, and then you go buy the axe product and try to use it, and you be like, oh yeah, a girl can come find me, and then it don't happen. Like, that's false advertisement. It's still like, you know, it's not. Come on, I'm just playing. But anyways, so like, what do you think? He was asking what he kind of thought about like free agency and like the guys they brought in and stuff like that. And it's like, yeah, we got a lot of guys, but you know, the main thing was just like, you know, trying to get to know them. Like, you know, I mean, of course we don't know them because they want another team and stuff like that. But it's like a lot of the, you know, a lot of us that's been doing the Washington, you know, updates and content, football content and stuff like that, have been talking about the connections. Like, oh, this player is from this team, and you know, I mean, this coach coached here, and then he knows this guy, and so that's why he came in and whatnot. You know, he said what they did is just try to get a lot of people that they have familiarity with, like, you know what I'm saying, some kind of connection, like, you know, learning, asking around, and like, you know, does this guy love football? What's his personality like? You know, is he a good team player? So on and so forth, you know what I'm saying? And bringing those guys in, you know, so yeah, it's a lot of connections with these guys, you know, in some form or fashion, you know what I'm saying? And if not, then it's just kind of like the work ethic and stuff, like, you know, I mean, I'm sure they called somebody to call somebody, but you know, even then, like, you know what I'm saying, it's just the work ethic and the tape in character, like, you know, shows for itself. You know what I'm saying? I'm excited about this free agent class. You know what I'm saying? I've been trying to keep that temper expectation down, but it's so excited, bro. I've never seen a free agent class like this. I've talked about it in other videos, but it's like it just kind of just jumps up in me, and you know what I'm saying, my spirit like a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Just so I'm excited about it. So they asked him, like, you know, about bringing Marcus Mariota in, and he was like, of course, you know, we were interested in Marcus, like, you know, because of Brian Johnson. He put a really good word in for him. You know, he's smart, he's athletic, you know, he can throw the ball and stuff like that. And he was like, of course, you know, we explored a lot of options because you never know what you're gonna get. So, you know, you never know. We might have tried to get who's the other? Maybe Jacoby Brissett would have brought back, or I can't remember the other guy. There was another backup quarterback that was interested in us. It doesn't matter. Like, we don't have him. So, yeah, but that's pretty much it. You know what I'm saying? He was just like, you know, and he just thought it was a good fit. Like, you know, so. So then they asked about Sam and stuff, and he's just like, yeah, you know, he likes Sam. Like, he's just a really, really tough guy, smart guy, you know, can do ball and stuff like that. And he's like, he told them, like, coming in that it was like, you know, he got a chance to talk to him and stuff. And, you know, it wasn't an easy decision to trade him and stuff, you know, but he talked to his agent, who he was really good friends with and stuff, and, like, you know, they were excited about going to Seattle and Sam getting a new opportunity to do something new there, and, you know, it just worked out for them, you know, it's the Commanders, and it worked out for Sam and the Seahawks, so it's like it was a win-win-win, like wins across the board, you know what I'm saying, for everybody, so, you know, it's good for him, it's good for him. So they asked him about, like, you know, it's like we had a lot. The Commanders going into the offseason had a lot of free agents, like, you know what I'm saying, from the previous year, and you know, they only made an effort to, like, sign a few back, you know what I'm saying, and, like, what was the thought process of that, you know, in the back, and Adam, you don't, I'll be your anger translator, just like Key and Peele and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying, like. You don't gotta explain. You don't gotta sit there and tiptoe around the answer and stuff like that. Cause I do it for it. Cause they suck. Them Bama suck. I'm just playing. I'm just joking. I mean, you know, our team was not good. I'm not saying those players suck, but our roster was not good. The team was not good. So it's like it's a lot of rebuilding, a lot of people that they want to bring in that works with what they got to do. You know what I'm saying? So. You know, some edges got to be cut off, you know what I'm saying? Like, some things have to be moved and stuff like that. That's not what he said. I'm just saying, like, this is my anger translator for him, you know what I'm saying? But basically, he was just like, yeah, like, you know, it was he's kind of stuttering and stammering, like, you know what I'm saying, with this one, but, you know, he's just basically kind of saying, you know, like, you know, like guys like Jeremy Reeves, F.A. Cornelius and stuff like that, they basically fit where they're trying to go, and they fit their scheme schematically, and, like, you know, the mentality they have, the character they have, that's something they were looking for. It's like, you know, per se, they weren't looking like specifically like, oh, we don't like these guys that we didn't resign. It's just like, this is the direction that we're trying to go. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, who knows to say, like, they might have resigned Casey Toohill or James Smith-Williams or whoever, like, you know, again, you know, but it's just not what they were trying to do. So it is what it is. So they asked him about, like, you know, they had a lot of 1 and 2 year deals. Like, what do you think about that? And he's just like, you know, we basically did that for for optionality, like, you know, having the place of optionality, like, you know, with contracts and stuff like that, making it flexible. You know, with the players, you know what I'm saying? You know, of course, they want to build, you know, through the draft, but, like, you know, they have to bring a lot of free agencies to fill up the roster because it's a lot of turnover. But, you know, ultimately, they want to have optionality, so when they do like build when they build like so that they can build through the draft and supplement through free agency and stuff like that. So that's basically it, and it's a lot of smart deals, you know what I'm saying? So it gives them the opportunity to either, if the player doesn't perform well or they play so well that they're demanding a lot more money, that they can just move on from them, like, you know what I'm saying? Or if the player doesn't what did I say? If he doesn't play well, like, they don't have to stay with them. And if they do play well and they're asking for a whole bunch of money and stuff like that, they can move on from them. But if they do play well and they want to stay, they can stay. You know what I'm saying? And it might be for more years. So who knows? You know what I'm saying? So smart. And then they started asking about the linebackers. So they asked about the linebackers, and he's like, this all gay. He's like, man, those guys are awesome. Let me stop. So they asked him about, like, Frankie Louvu. I mean, well, first he started off with Frankie Louvu, and he's just like, he's a playmaker. He like jumps off of the tape and stuff like that. He's a passionate guy, and just brings a lot of versatility and stuff, and he's a leader. And talked about, like, him coming in. Sorry. Oh. They talked about him coming in, and he didn't know much about him but he outside of, like, seeing him on film and stuff like that. But he talked to the teammates and stuff like that, and his teammates loved him. Talking about Carolina and stuff like that, and and now he comes in and can make a difference here. It's like, being a versatile playmaker for them. So then they asked about Bobby Wagner and stuff like that. And so he was just like, yeah, like, Bobby's a Hall of Famer. Like, he comes in, and just brings a level of leadership and stuff. Like everything that you see off the field, like the leadership, the toughness, the work ethic, is he's a Pro Bowler, and still a good player playing at a high level, and he's like he got those things, off the field things and the on the field things, and just him being such a high caliber player, it just adds to it. Like, those things together just add to it and stuff like that. And then you get like a player that's he's a quarterback of the defense, and which allows Frankie to do stuff well, and potentially Jamin and the other linebackers that we brought in. Like, I want to get to that too, because I have seen that we signed some other linebackers and stuff like that. I just haven't got a chance to talk about it. Like, what I'm saying, like, I'll be watching this stuff. I wouldn't say watching it, because it's like I want to have a fresh, like, perspective. I don't want to just keep being like, oh, so and so said this and I agree with it and stuff like that. I want to be able to have it from my own basis. So it's a lot of content I still need to catch up on. Don't mean that I'm not hip about it. It don't mean that I haven't seen it. I just haven't, like, got fully, like, abreast to it, if that makes sense. But anyways, yeah, like, yeah, Bobby Wagner's a problem, man. And so, like, he was like, I was able to see the tape, like, when the Commanders played the Seahawks. Like, it's kind of weird when he says us, like, I watched us play, because I'm thinking, like, the San Francisco 49ers playing, like, the Seahawks, but he's talking about us. So he's just like, yeah, got an opportunity to watch, like, him play us. And Sam had a really good game, which is why the Seahawks probably had interest in them. And then, like, but you see Bobby's jumping off the tape, still making plays at a high level and stuff like that. So just, like, really, like, stood out to him, So they asked him about, like, Jiffy asked him about the second overall pick, like, staying there or moving back, like, what are the options and stuff like that. And it's just like, of course, it's like they're gonna weigh all your options and just, like, try to figure it out. Not even just that, but, like, at 36 and 40, and then, like, down the line, 67 and 78, like, the second and third rounds and stuff like that. So it's just like, just kind of weighing all those options and trying to figure out what's the best thing for them and stuff, So Then they asked him, what do you think of could you tell us the answer, like what you want to do? And he's like, yeah, man, like, so we just got here and stuff like that, and we're like a month away from the draft, and it's a lot of information to get. It's like, what I'm saying, we're still waiting on options. We got quarterbacks that we need to see, because this was 2 weeks ago. So, it's still Drake May and Jaden Daniels pro days hadn't happened yet. So, he's just saying that we're far from our answer. We're trying to figure it out, and there's still a lot of information and stuff that we have to go through, and a lot of processes that we have to go through until we finally make our decision and stuff. So then they asked about I guess going to pro days and different things like that, like being able to be in the presence of players and stuff like that. He's like, you actually get to see the players, how big they are, how they punch the bags, how they do stuff, what I'm saying. And not only that, be able to talk to coaching staffs and players and different people like that may know the player and see how they do. And it's just by the end of the week, when you're done with all that, you just gathered a whole bunch of information and stuff like that. So it's just it's very important to be kind of in the presence of that, So then they went back to the linebackers and asked about Jamin Davis and his 5th-year option. And it was we haven't really talked. Him and Dan Quinn haven't really talked about the 5th-year option for Jamin and stuff. But he's obviously, Jamin has a good skill set, and kind of like us, we all just if anybody can get Jamin Davis to play well, it's Dan Quinn, and Bobby Wagner can coach Dan Quinn, Jamin Davis, all the stuff that we've been saying, as a group, what I'm saying, he just kind of echoes that, he's Bobby Wagner be able to coach Jamin Davis up and stuff like that. And, of course, Dan Quinn is going to make sure that he gets the best 11 on the field, because that's what he's really good at. So it's going to be at any time, they're going to have the best 11 on the field. So if Jamie can step up to do that, then you can do it, Ricky Bobby, you know what I'm saying? But, so yeah, then it was they asked him, what is it like seeing a quarterback on his pro day and stuff? And it's yeah, you get to see the communication he has between his players, his teammates, and stuff like that. And then just kind of seeing him physically, outside of his sweatpants, because being outside of the sweats, pause, I'm sorry, but outside of the sweats, because be at the combine and stuff, a lot of times they just be in that. So just seeing them up close, how they their hand signs and how they let go of the ball and stuff like that. So it's just just kind of getting that real sense of who they are and stuff, in person. But they talk about it's already kind of assumed that they'll the Bears would draft Caleb Williams and stuff like that. So it's I guess kind of thoughts about the other QBs or something. It was something along the lines and stuff like that. And he was he's we had to explore every option for every situation and stuff like that, because there may be a situation where the Bears don't pick Caleb Williams and stuff, and he's oh shoot, what do we do? So if you haven't done no research on Caleb Williams, we bringing the guy in and don't even know what to do with him and stuff like that, or haven't checked out his characters, haven't checked out all this other stuff. So it's one of those interesting situations. But that's pretty much it. Just making sure you do the due diligence and stuff, So they were asking him kind of I guess the decision, by the quarterback and stuff like that. And he's ultimately, we're going to make a decision that makes this best for our team and stuff like that. And he was just we want to go into camp before quarterbacks. Right now we have 2 on the roster, Marcus Mariota and I believe Jake Fromm. And they just brought in Jeff Driscoll. Of course I was going to talk about it, but this is the perfect time to segue into that. They brought in quarterback Jeff Driscoll. He said he was going to bring in 2 quarterbacks, one way or the other. So I don't know if they're going to draft another one in the draft. But of course we're going to draft one with the 1st round pick. You know what I'm saying? So he wants to bring 4 into camp, and they're going to do that. So yeah. Sam 48, the hard-hitting questions. So he said he also had another need at left tackle and stuff like that. What do you plan on doing? You plan on trading up, or like, what do you want to do? And he's like, he said he got a hold, but like, we also have Cornelius Lucas that we re-signed, and we have Trent Scott. So, I think those guys are really good to come in, but obviously, like, if we have the opportunity to grab a good player, that's what we're going to do. So, then Sam asked, like, so you do feel comfortable, like, if they had to start? And he was like, yes. So, I mean, hopefully not this bull jobbing, you know what I'm saying? Like Uncle Shay Shay would say, like, it's the bull job. But hopefully, he's been truthful with that, but we still need to get some tackles, though. And he knows that, too, you know what I'm saying? But, it's just kind of coach speak, you know what I'm saying? So they asked him, like, like, if you draft a quarterback, how comfortable do you feel, like, with them starting right away? Do you want them to start right away, or want to sit them, or whatever? And he's like, obviously, like, there's options, like, to, I guess, have them sit. But, if we do, like, we have guys in here that, we feel comfortable with starting, as far as, Marcus Mariota, which he has the number 0. So I want 0 starts of the Marcus Mariota. And then he said Jake Fromm. So that statement frightened me. You know what I'm saying? I don't want Jake from State Farm, or 0 Mariotas to start. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, like, I want Jay Daniels that gonna be on the field and start from day one. So, yeah. So they asked him, like, how difficult is it, or what's the process of, like, developing a quarterback? And he's like, obviously, this is like one of the hardest things to do is to draft and evaluate and develop a quarterback and stuff like that. But he's like, Dan Quinn has developed a good ecosystem to develop a quarterback, to bring one in. We having Cliff Kingsbury, Brian Johnson, Tavita Pritchard, and David Blank Blau. David Blank Blau. Bringing in them, and then having 4 quarterbacks, and he talked about it being like a 4-to-1 student ratio. So, 1-to-1, basically 4-to-1. However you want to look at it, ratio. So it's pretty good for the quarterbacks. They're going to learn a lot, and it's a good place, kind of to incubate them and help them to grow and develop and stuff. So, he feels confident about that. So then they talked about, like, I didn't really catch the whole question, like, I guess as far as the draft and stuff like that. But it was like, basically, the worst thing you want to do is, like, have to go out there and draft for needs, because then you, like, kind of reach for players and stuff like that. But it was like the staff just did a good job of making sure they bring in, like, going out and making sure they bring in the best players for the team, and then it gives us the opportunity to, go out and select the best players to be commanders, like, as far as going into the draft and stuff. So they asked him, like, basically, like, you getting a chance to interview all these players and stuff, quarterbacks and stuff like that. How hard is it not to, like, really, you make connections with these guys? How hard is it, like, to kind of see that and not, like, can make a connection with that, or detach yourself, from having those feelings, not like feelings, but like, like liking the player, you know what I'm saying? And then obviously it's hard. He's like, he connects with people on a certain level, you know what I'm saying? So he's like, maybe I'm a sucker just for that, like, you know what I'm saying? But he's like, ultimately, like, ultimately he's just like, you just still just trying to make sure that you cover all your bases and get all the information, and just, like, make sure that you make the most unbiased decision possible. That the one that's best for the team and stuff. So last question they asked about Jonathan Allen, like Sam 48 with the hard-hitting questions again. Of course, Jonathan Allen was talking about he doesn't want to go through another rebuild and stuff like that. Early in the off season, or before the season ended, he talked about, like, possibly being traded, or just wanted to go play for a winner. And so, like, it was just like, how much does that go into, like, what do you think about that? Like, what I'm saying? And then Dan, Adam Peters like was just like, well, first off, we're not rebuilding, we're recalibrating, just kind of a funny little joke. Yeah, it's the same daggone thing, but he was just like, obviously we had good talks with Jonathan Allen, like, what I'm saying, I think he's a wonderful player, and like, good guy, stuff like that, and we have no intentions to trading him, like, he say that, what I'm saying, but you never know. Like, I'm not saying I don't trust Adam Peters. I put his name, Dan Peters. Like, I'm not saying I don't trust Adam Peters, but people say that all the time, and then they'll trade somebody. So you never know. You might find out draft day that John Allen be shifted somewhere else. I'm not trying to cause no controversy or nothing. I'm just saying in general. But that remains to be seen. But that's pretty much it. That is Adam Peters. The next one is Dan Quinn. Thank y'all for watching. Thank you got all the way to the end. It's your boy Mambo. 686, 687, 75, 100. Help your boy get to 100 by the end of this month. If not by the end of it, before the summer starts. Like, what I'm saying? I'm trying to get to 100. It's 100. But yeah, that's pretty much it, man. Thank y'all for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and share, all that good things, man. It's your boy Mambo, Big Dog Command Room. Peace, love, and hair grease.